Okay, this is question 21B. Question 21B is a little bit different. The verbs that are used are a little bit different, so it's quite tricky, this question. So let's have a look at it. All right, so B says, which conversion method is being used in the scenario? Justify your answer, and it's worth 3 marks. So what you would do is remember your conversion methods and see which ones are being used in the scenario and then justify your answer. So conversion methods are, of course, pilot, direct, parallel, or phased. Now, when they talk in the scenario, they actually talk about a pilot system where it says, rural locations and urban locations have been selected to trial the new system ahead of the countrywide rollout. So that's a pilot. But then, of course, there is this parallel because they have the new system has. When the new system is implemented, you still will also use the current plastic driver's license during the trial period. So there's parallel. So we're going to use 2 conversion methods. We're going to use pilot and we're going to use parallel. However, if you don't use those ones, if you talk about another one, like you might say phase, because it's they're slowly implementing it across countrywide, Australia-wide, or wherever, and you do what's known as justify your answer for a phase one. Now, if we go back to the NESA website and we look at the word justify, it says support an argument or conclusion. So a HSC marker will read your response and say, okay, they haven't really used the one that we've chosen, but did they justify their answer? And if you look at the marking guide for this question, it says you identify an appropriate conversion method. Now, the one that they would say would be, the appropriate one would be pilot and parallel, because you could see that clearly. But if you said phase, that's an appropriate conversion method. And then if you provide a justification, you can then, so you would say, like it says down here, the sample answer, they're using pilot and parallel. Pilot conversion is this, so you define it, and then you say why they're using it. And then parallel conversion is this, because the definition of it, and then here it is when they're using it. So that's identifying and providing a justification for that. If you only simply describe a relevant conversion method, so if you describe, say, a parallel conversion method, then, and you say, both systems are working at the same time, that's describing what a relevant conversion method is, and so you get 2 marks. But if you identify a feature of a conversion method, if you said, a phased one is small components are added, that's identifying a feature of a conversion method, then you get 1 mark as well. So that's a relatively simple question to answer for the word justify, or the verb justify, which is this one here, but which means identify as well. So that's a verb that you need to use, not just identify the verb, and also justify it. And you can see that that's worth 3 marks, and you can see how you get the 3 marks. Remember, HSC markers are not looking to take marks away, they're trying to give them to you. So if you just do not leave it blank, make sure that you put something down. I'm sure that you have had conversion methods flogged into you the entire course, and you should know the 4 conversion methods and how they're implemented. You probably do know the diagrams as well, so you could draw the diagrams if you wanted to. Or if you just simply ran out of time, you could simply use, say, pilot, a group of people using the system. That's identifying it. You're going to get 1 mark, So please always put something down. And I hope that helps.